Hey, it's Mel, and today I'm doing a video on one of my favourite books, and that being Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This review will have two parts, the first being non-spoilery, just talking about what the book's about in not giving anything away, and then the second part will be the spoilery section where I talk about all of the secrets that you find out when you read the book. This book is centered around a boy called Simon, and he's constantly emailing this other boy who uses the screen name Blue, but that's not really their real name. Simon also uses a fake name and they converse practically daily, and all that Simon knows about Blue is that he goes to his school and also the stuff that they share between each other, like their problems, but they keep everything pretty vague so as not to give anything away because it's like their safe space. Simon is basically falling in love with this guy even though he doesn't actually know who he is, and then this guy Martin shows up and he tries blackmailing him, and it's kind of a terrible situation. And it's not so bad just for Simon. Like, if it was just about him, he would be kind of like not okay with it, but it wouldn't be as bad as if it's about Blue, because then he has like the responsibility of all this stuff about Blue and it's just a complete mess. Simon has friends, but he feels like he can only really talk about everything with Blue because of who he is and being in the closet and all that stuff. Simon and Blue have this lovely friendship that consists of mass amounts of flirting and talking about Oreos. Simon also goes on Tumblr a lot, but like all of their school do, and it's kind of weird. He's also a massive Harry Potter geek, and some chapters in the book are the emails and others are the story, but the emails fit into the story. I loved Simon so much. It's the most I've ever connected with a fictional character ever, and that's basically because his attitude to the whole coming out thing is, I know my parents would be okay with it, but it's just a whole lot of embarrassment that I really don't want to go through, and that's basically what I've been feeling since the age of 13, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't have to say anything. I don't want to go through the whole that thing, and I felt that he got that just as a thing. I was speculating in my head who Blue was going to be from the very beginning, and I kept talking about it to everyone who would listen, which is convenient because I was reading it at school, so they kind of had to listen to me. I snorted with laughter and my cheeks hurt from smiling so much when I was reading this, and if you've ever read The Geography Club or the rest of the Russell Middlebrook series by Brent Hartinger, it's kind of like that. And also My Side of the Story by Will Davis, but with less of the whole family stuff and more of the romance. So that was the end of the first section of the non-spoilery bit, and now onto the spoilery section. So if you don't want to know who Blue is, then you should probably leave. So let's talk about Blue, shall we? I had such strong feelings that it was going to be Cal, and then it wasn't. Like, I seriously thought it was him, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of that was the whole slightly flirting thing and the whole dream sequence thing. I guess if someone's really smart they could have gotten it, but I didn't. I had no idea it was Bram, but I love Bram. I really didn't get the whole president and superhero hint thing. Simon's such an idiot for using that screen name because Bram was like, I know who you are, and Simon was like, oh no, he's smart, and he guessed that what Simon says is, in French, is Simon. My favourite bit was when Bram and Simon got together at the end, from like thinking that he wasn't going to show up to like the very end of the book was like my favourite bit. This book is so beautifully written though, because I just kept wanting to quote it all the time, because the lines like, he kissed like Elliot Smith sang. I thought the characters and relationships were like really believable, but that may have been my connection to previous things that have happened to me with the internet and Tumblr and girls. Even though it wasn't really a tale of self-discovery of who he was, I felt that by the end of the book he was way more confident within himself than he was at the start. That maybe just him like coming out and being with Bram did that to him, sort of. And I'm like 90% sure that this book was the author's first book, so that's pretty amazing. So that was all I had to say on that amazing book, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!